And so talk to me a little bit about what you guys do.
So, Pi Barker is a fire and life safety company. We have over 8,000 employees throughout 47 states in the country. And we really take pride in, protecting lives, protecting buildings and assets that are very important to everyday business.
And now talk to me about how this partnership with Marissa came about.
So, this partnership is something that we're really proud of. So we have an ongoing partnership with the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation, and it's something that really means a lot to Pi Barker as a whole. Honestly, it's a partnership that we've had for quite some time, and specifically with the staff ride program. So it's something that we got involved with because, like I had said, with Pi Barker having roughly 8,000 employees spread across 47 states, we have several folks today that are volunteer firefighters that are on the Pi Barker team. We have several folks that at one time served on a fire department. And so it's something that affects every single community that we serve. It's something that impacts our customers and in our daily lives. So when we started working more with the NFFF, we thought, man, what a powerful way to give back, and we're hooked up with Marissa, and it's been something we're really excited about.
And talk about the the presentation at the Daytona 500. What's sort of to be expected throughout the day there?
So, we have a great relationship with Legacy Motor Club, led by Jimmy Johnson. I've had that relationship with him for a long time, and going back to the National Fallen Firefighter Foundation, Jimmy will tell you if he wasn't in NASCAR, if he wasn't racing a car, he'd probably be a firefighter today. So it's something that Jimmy's really excited to be talking about. We had folks partner up and say, how can we give back to the Fallen Firefighter Foundation? And it was come up with the Helmet of Heroes, something that is really, really cool. Jimmy's going to be racing in the 84 car during the Daytona 500. He's going to be wearing that helmet. After that race is completed, we're going to be taking that helmet. Jimmy's been gracious enough to say, let's take this helmet and we're going to auction this off after the race. And we're excited for that auction to happen. We're even more excited to be able to give back to the NFFF and support folks like Marissa. It directly impacts their families. It impacts our neighbors, our communities in ways that we need more of, quite honestly.
And now for you guys, how special is it to be able to honor these groups and honor these firefighters as well?
This is something that is in the core and the lifeblood of Pi Barker. Pi Barker is a fire and life safety business, right? And it is just inherent that we have several folks on the team that are firefighters, that are volunteer firefighters, came from that world. And when you partner up with an organization like the NFFF, and you have awesome partnerships with folks like Legacy Motors, um, it is something that is natural for us to be able to give back, but it is important because what this foundation does could very well be impacting a Pi Barker team member one day, right? It could be impacting their neighbor, it could be impacting their community. So for us to be able to have this runway and this platform to be able to present those in need, man, it's something that's a great honor.
And you were talking about some of the programs a little bit earlier. Talk about these community programs and some of the different, community outreach that you guys have worked on to sort of help raise awareness and, open the conversation about what these firefighters go through and some of the dangers and the past, experiences that have led up to some of these tragedies.
Absolutely. Specifically, Pi Barker has a platform, our What Matters community impact platform, and what we've done is partner up with Fallen Firefighters Foundation in a staff ride program. And what that does is it takes current existing firefighters and it actually brings them to the sites where we've had a line of duty tragedy. They take time in understanding how did that happen, how can it be prevented in the future, and really bring more awareness to it. there was a time in my life, actually, for 10 years, I was on a volunteer fire department. I've been impacted by loss. I've specifically seen how this not only impacts a fire department and the fire department community, but the loved ones that are at home. And to be able to extend an arm and do everything in our power to prevent one more loss of life in the firefighting industry is something we'll do all day long.
And for this ceremony that's coming up tomorrow, sort of what's it like being able to honor somebody who has also worked to highlight what has happened in their community, somebody that's personally impacted, but also be able to remember these fallen family members, not just of Marissa, but others who have dealt with the same tragedies as well.
You know, what we're able to do with the platform of the Great American Race at the Daytona 500 is something that really one could only dream of. It's a way to give back. It's one thing to be able to, donate money, donate time, but it's another thing to bring national awareness on a national platform and bring folks together and really spread to a broader group that might not know that the National Fallen Firefighter Foundation is available. They might not know that there is an avenue out there for them to be able to support these families that are impacted. So we really look forward to celebrating that tomorrow. Specifically for Marissa, it's going to be great. But even more so, the broader organization and the foundation is something we're excited to get more exposure for.
And how important is it to, keep the memory alive of these fallen firefighters? And as you mentioned with your programs, help learn from these tragedies as well.
Unfortunately, sometimes headlines will be thrown on a newspaper or in the news through the media, and they can be easily forgotten. I think that we have a responsibility, not only as Pi Barker being in the life safety business, but as a community and as a nation, to not forget the importance of the sacrifices that these folks have made. And anything that we can do to keep that in the forefront of everyone's mind, not just in Pi Barker, not just the Daytona 500 fans, but our entire community, our entire country. We want to make sure that there's not a day that goes by that we have not forgotten those that have had a tragic outcome in the line of duty.
And just wrapping up, is there anything else about tomorrow or about any of the foundations or the programs that you would like to add that I have not asked about?
I just can't thank the National Fallen Firefighter Foundation enough for their support through this and their willingness to partner up with us. I think that on behalf of Pi Barker, I'd also like to extend a lot of gratitude toward Legacy Motor Club. We are very fortunate to have some strong partnerships with these folks that are just so eager to say, yes, how can I help? How can we give back? How can we create an impact? That we're just very blessed and fortunate to be part of a great organization. You surround yourselves with great folks, good things happen, and we're excited for tomorrow to be able to do just that.
And so, first question, talk to me a little bit about your dad.
Okay, so my dad was a wonderful man, obviously. He loved his community. He would do anything for anybody in Rusk or any of the neighboring towns. He loved helping people, whether it be painting their house or, just anything. He was in the fire service for 20 years. Family man, he just loved everybody.
And now, what do you remember about your dad and his time as a firefighter, if anything?
I remember going to a few calls with him and being left in the truck, and not knowing where he went or when he was coming back. Um, as a fire kid, you spend a lot of time at the fire station and you start to get a lot of brothers. A lot of guys that would just hang out at our house for dinners and Christmas. Um, you honestly never knew who was coming home. But we'd go up to the station, that's where, if he wasn't at home, that's where he was, and on holidays he would leave and go to the station. But yeah.
And did he ever talk about, his love for the profession of being a firefighter?
I don't remember him ever talking about it. It showed through him. just his pride and joy that he got from the fire department.
And now for you, of course, you've done multiple things with the Memorial Fund and helping create the Facebook group. Just how important is it for you to be able to honor your father and keep his memory alive through these different avenues?
I mean, it's very important. We were honored in Emmitsburg back in 1995. And then, you know, I was only 10. I was 9 when he passed. And I was 10 when we went to the memorial. So I still had some growing up to do before I could really give back. And on the 20th anniversary of his LODD, that's when we started the Clifford Harris Memorial Fund. Now, the fire department and us, they did start a scholarship in 95, which is still going. We'll give out our 31st scholarship in May. So that's awesome that that's still being able to give out. The foundation, they're just there for us. You know, anything, they don't honor you and then forget you. They are truly there to remember the fallen and the surviving families. And they're a great group of people. We love them. And they will do anything for us if we need them.
And now talk about how you sort of came in contact with them and some of the things that you've done with them.
Okay. So I got back affiliated with them in 2010, and I went back to Memorial Weekend as a returning survivor. I did that in 2010 and 2011. It is a very hard weekend. It's a very emotional weekend. So I kind of stepped back from that, and I started going to their survivor conferences, which are now called wellness conferences. My first one was in 2013 and went to Phoenix, Arizona. Since then, we've been to Maine. Where else have we gone? They actually did an adult children's retreat that we had pushed for several years. We did that in 2013 in North Carolina, and we have another one coming up this fall. So just any of the events, we have winter retreats that we go to and the tree lighting. And then our Facebook group, that's a big way for us to kind of give back and encourage other adult children that it is okay. You will get through it. And we're here for you because we know what you're going through.
And talk a little bit more about that group. How did that sort of come to fruition?
Okay, so in 2013, we went to Portland, Maine for a wellness conference. And the foundation had asked me to lead our group, our adult children's group. I think there was 13, 15 of us there. So there was quite a few of us there. And so we did. We had a group. We met for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And really, we just talked. We just talked about anything, good things, bad things. And it kind of became hey, you need to be our spokesperson now. And so we decided, you know, the best way to keep in touch and to continue to add into our group was to start the Facebook page. And so we got the foundation's blessing, and myself and my best friend, Jessica, who I met through the foundation, we started it, we got it up and running, and anybody that's an adult child, we just welcome them in and post upcoming events or, you know, LODD anniversaries. And then anybody can just talk in there. It's open for conversation, needing advice or just wanting to vent about something.
And now a group like this, just how beneficial is something like that to be able to talk to other families and other people who have gone through similar situations and lost family members in the tragedies like you have?
Honestly, it's amazing because unless you've had a parent die in the line of duty, other people just don't understand it because the fire department is a very tight-knit family. So we stick together, and to have other adult children being able to talk about our grief. It's pretty amazing that we can just come together and nobody's going to judge us or somebody's going to have advice on what you need.
And, you know, of course, you're in Daytona right now. Talk about
Yeah.
what sort of led to the events of this weekend and how this sort of came to fruition.
This is so surreal. Like, I don't think it has sunk in yet until we get to the track tomorrow. We drove by it today, and it's very exciting. But what led up to it my best friend Jessica that I met in 2013 in Phoenix, Arizona. A couple years ago, she did a podcast, and it focused on her dad and then our friendship that came out of our grief. We pretty much call our friendship sisterhood through brotherhood. That we truly found each other because of our dad's ultimate sacrifices. Um, but about, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, we got an email from the foundation that was like, hey, would y'all be interested in going to Daytona? We have a sponsor that has seen y'all's story and wants to invite you out, and we would go on behalf of the foundation and all that. So it's been a pretty amazing experience so far, just for the opportunity and just to continue to share our story and the mission of the foundation.
And to be able to go and of course seeing the helmet that has the logo on the back and knowing what you guys are there for, just how special of a moment is this to be able to not just honor your father, but also be able to honor all of the fallen heroes who have died in the line of duty throughout the years.
It is a wonderful tribute, and we are so excited for Jimmy Johnson to be wearing the helmet with the foundation logo on it. It is just, it's amazing. I mean, you just, to get this kind of publicity for the foundation and get our message out there. Um, it's a big thing, and it's very exciting.
And now for something like this, of course, how proud do you think your dad would be of being in a situation like this and doing what you've done?
I hope he's very proud of me because I want to carry on his legacy. And in June of this year will be 32 years. So, I mean, I've done double my life without him. And it's just, I hope he's proud. I hope he's smiling down and going, that's my girl. Keep it up.
And just talking about it, just anything else, is there anything else that I've missed, whether it's about race weekend or about the foundations or about any of the lead up that I've missed out on that you feel is important to add?
Um, I don't know. We want to get the message out there that, the foundation is there in case you are to ever need us. And it's not a one-time event and then you're forgotten. You're truly never forgotten. And there are so many wonderful people, a part of the foundation and the survivor family, that we truly are a family. And we come together. Sometimes we only get to see each other once a year, and it's an amazing reunion when we're all together. It's just something really special about our family, our survivor family.